Okay, family, I'm going to show you guys how to make a quick cobbler. You can use apples, peaches, boysenberries, cranberries, whatever berry you want to get down with, or apples or whatever the kind. You're going to just make the mixture all the same. So I'm going to walk you guys through this real quickly. You want self-rising flour, okay? Now everything is 1 cup. Everything is 1 cup and 1 teaspoon. So everything is one. But by me making enough for my crew, I doubled up, so I'm making 2 cups of everything and 2 teaspoons of everything. So anyway, if you're making for a small one, it'll be 1 cup of self-rising flour. In my particular case, it's gonna be 2. So this is self-rising flour, okay? You're gonna put 2 cups of white granulated sugar. Now with this sugar, what you want to do is you want to take out a teaspoon out of each bowl. Which means if you're making 1 cup, you take 1 teaspoon out of this cup. If you're going to make 2, take 2 out of this one, or 1, 2 out of this one. Whatever the get out is. But you need to take out some that's just on reserve that you're going to put to the side. So anyway, granulated sugar, 2 eggs, okay, and we're going to take evaporated milk, okay. Now, it's 1 cup of evaporated milk, but I think this is about 12 ounces. Okay, 12 ounces. So that means we're going to put a whole can of this and a half of one in my particular case. So I put the whole can, and now in this one, I'm just going to kind of gauge it a little bit. 4 ounces. Just going to kind of gauge it a little bit. That's about 4 ounces. I don't do much with the measuring cup thing and all that. I kind of just go by sight. Now with a good peach cobbler, you can use your vanilla if that's what you got. But if you got almond, that kick it up a notch. So we're going to put some almond in here. Again, it's going to be 1 teaspoon. You're making a little one or 2 teaspoons. So I'm going to put 2 teaspoons in there. Something like that. Ouch. Just a little bit. Anywho, so now we're going to start this girl up and let her go. Now while that's doing what that's going to do, I'm getting hand me my glass pan. Okay, turn this towards me too. Okay, now, what I'm doing, where's my rag at? In my hand. Anyway, hand me that other glass one too, the empty one right there. And hand me my rag too, I gotta have something for my hand. Hand me the rag first. I don't like stuff on my hand. That just mess up the whole rhythm. Okay, anyway. This is a 9 by 12. And this right here is about a 4 by 9 or so. So anyway, but what the 1 cup recipe calls for the 9 by 12, I believe. I believe Mama used to use 9 by 12. Anyway, but I'm making 2 dishes. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to half some of that up right there. Because what you're going to do is you're going to pour the mixture inside of, on top of the butter. Now what I do, y'all know I'm fattening like that, but I'm going to tell you what I do. Now, when I'm cooking, especially, desserts and things like that, I use real butter. Hold on, let me free me up some space here. So, I use real butter, okay? That's just my get out. So, in your pan, when you're using the 1 cup servings, you're going to use 1 stick of butter. I use 2 sticks of butter because you see what I'm doing. So, again, that should be self-explanatory. I done went over this a few times now. Y'all should got it by now. Anyway, so after this is all melted up, like this, okay? Then you're going to take your mixture and you're going to pour this on top of there. Hold on. Let me give me a little rubber spatula to work with. Okay. Okay. So now this is what it looks like. We put all of our ingredients in there. Again, just self-rising flour, evaporated milk, the almond extract, the sugar, and the eggs, and that's it. And it should look like this. Okay? It should look like this. That's real cool. Okay? Should look like a cake batter, like type stuff. Okay, then you just pour this up in your dishes. Like that. Is it just me? But when you watching like cooking shows and stuff, why do they leave stuff still in the pot and in the pan and stuff? Or is it just me? Because when I'm cooking, okay, I like to damn near get all of it out. You know how like they get the pouring shit up and you know it still be stuff in there. I don't know. It just bothers me. It's like damn, it was still something left in there. It just bothers me. Anyway, but another thing too. Is when you open up when you need eggs for something, I'm gonna tell you something. Put your eggs in a bowl first, a little dish or whatever the kind, because you'll find sometimes even though eggs are seemingly fresh, sometimes they not, and here you done crack the egg up in your cake batter or whatever, and the egg is boo-boo. You don't want to do that. You want to crack your eggs in a little dish like this first, and therefore you're able to examine them, make sure there ain't no extra shells or nothing like that. That's how you really want to do it. But there's times, I mean, and I fall victim to it too because I do it all the time. Especially when I'm doing a whole bunch at one time. I just get the cracking eggs up in there and I ain't looking, paying no attention or nothing. So anyway, just a little quick tip. But anyway, you're going to take your peaches, okay? You don't drain them and you pour them on top of the batter, okay? Now, you're going to take that extra reserve sugar that you had. Hold on, let me do something for this one too. And you know what? I really wanted, to be perfectly honest with you, I wanted more. This one's bigger. I'm going to let y'all in on a little secret. Now, a while ago I was hot because I had 2 small cans of peaches and 2 large cans. Now, it only calls for 1 can anyway, but the kids been tearing up the kitchen trying to find my other cans of peaches. And what I was going to do was I was going to add a little bit more peaches to it. Why? It just makes it more fattening. But you know what? I was going to just add some more peaches to it. But actually, it only calls for 1 can of peaches. So, that's the peaches. Get down, okay? Now, what you want to do, how many minutes, babe?
9.
Okay. Then, you're going to kind of swirl this just a little bit, okay? Just a little bit. And, you know, just make sure there's peaches all through it. And, you know, not whereas you really stirring it up. You don't want to stir it up. You just want to swirl it just a little bit. To make sure it's peaches all through the mixture and all through the jam. Not whereas, you know, you just want to make sure it's just evenly, you know, peached up. Okay, now after you do that, now remember we had that reserved sugar, right? Now you take the reserved sugar and you sprinkle it on top. Like so. Okay, baby. Y'all, that's Button. He's my cameraman of the night.
Uh-oh.
Okay? Now, I take ground cinnamon and sprinkle it on top of all of that. Now, I'm going to start my oven up. Preheat the oven. 350. Bam. Okay. No, I want them in the bottom. Well, shit, it don't matter. Okay. Okay, now, family, it's a wrap. Now, this is what your mixture is supposed to look like, okay? You know, I'm a big sticker for straightening it up, you know. Presentation is everything. But anyway, so this is what it's supposed to look like. If you guys can't see that, I don't know if you can or not. I really don't want to tip the dish, and my cameraman got off from work. So this is what it should look like, okay? Okay, you done clock back in?
Yeah.
You ready to work?
Yeah.
Okay, now turn that down a little bit so they can see inside of that. Can you see inside of there?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is what it's supposed to look like. Okay? Now come back up. Now, if you want to, because what it's going to do is when you swirl that all through there like that, it's going to cook all around it, if that makes sense. Okay, now, yes, you can do a lattice top or whatever like that on your cobbler. You can do that. Or you could just put a lining on top of it. You know what I'm saying? You could do that too. And one of these days, we're going to go through the process of making like homemade biscuits and pastries and stuff. And I'm going to show you how to do that. Or you could do it this way. And when you swirl it a little bit like that, what it does is it's like a pillow around the peaches. So it's like they covered up a little bit with a little bit of the batter, but not all the way. Okay, baby. It's like they covered up a little bit with it, but not all the way. So, yeah, when you do it this way, it still come out bomb. I'm going to go and hit this one more time and just go through there just a little bit like that. Just a little bit. Now, after you're done with that, baby, we're going to put this in the oven at 350 for about 30 minutes or until it's kind of crispy, a little brown around the edges. Boom, it's on deck. That's when you know it's done. So 30 minutes, just gauge it in 30 minutes. Now, usually, like something like this, I will cook this in a glass dish. And with glass dishes, a lot of times, the temperature, you got to kind of watch the temperature a little bit and go down in degrees when you're cooking in glass as opposed to like a Teflon or, you know, your regular aluminum or whatever like that. I don't know why. But anyway, so what we getting ready to do is we getting ready to put this in our handy dandy oven and let it do what it's going to do. 30 minutes. Now, it's a wrap, baby. We're just going to let that work. 30 minutes on deck. Get you a little bit of milk or get you a little bit of ice cream. Put it with your cobbler. Bomb. So anyway, I'm going to go out on this one. I'm going to come back on in a few minutes. And I'm going to talk about this traditional African-American holiday dish that we usually cook. So I'm going to talk about that in two. All right, family. Deuces.